Father Stephen, for many years you were in the Russian Church abroad. You left in the year 2000 and joined the True Orthodox Church of Greece. What made you make this decision?
For many years I had been concerned about the fact that the Russian Orthodox Church abroad, in some places where the hierarchs and the clergy were concelebrating with Orthodox churches that were in the World Council of Churches. And I firmly believe that belonging to the World Council of Churches is de facto apostasy, apostasia.
Yes.
And the more I studied the Holy Fathers and prayed and studied the history of the Church, I realized that you cannot be in communion with a heretic.
Yes.
So in the Russian Church abroad, the priest would say, well, we're not heretics, but if we have communion with the Serbian Patriarchate, that's okay. They're doing the ecumenism, but we're not. But, of course, ecclesiologically, this is ridiculous.
Of course.
Because if they're praying with the Pope and with the cardinals, or even with mullahs and rabbis, and you pray with them, then the infection, the disease of apostasy enters your soul. Because the unity of the Church is based on our confession of faith, ispovjedanje vjeri, and union in the holy mysteries. You see, in the tainstva, the holy mysteries.
Yes.
So if you pray with someone, that means you share their confession of faith. So I said, well, look, the Serbian Patriarchate is in the World Council of Churches, so they are apostates. So if you concelebrate, if you liturgize with them, you share their apostasy.
Their apostasy, yes.
And then if I commemorate you, I share your apostasy.
Of course.
So the only way to preserve your soul is to cut off communion with this apostasy. So after several years, I saw that the direction of the Russian Church abroad was not to withdraw from world orthodoxy, but to enter more and more into world orthodoxy. More contacts, more concelebrations, more identification with world orthodoxy. And world orthodoxy is in apostasy.
Yes.
They're in ecumenism. They're in the worldwide movement to create one religion, one government, one ideology for the world. They claim they're not, but their actions are very clear that they are. And so I realized that the Russian Church abroad was just going more deeply into this apostasy, and I had to withdraw. And the true Orthodox Christians of Greece are still confessing the faith. They are not in communion with the ecumenists. They are not teaching any heresies. And so I felt that to be safe spiritually, I could go to the true Orthodox Christians of Greece. And that basically is why I joined the True Orthodox Church of Greece.
Yes. You have been a true Orthodox priest for more than 20 years. What was your experience as a priest in America in the time of apostasy?
Well, one thing to realize is that this apostasy is worldwide. And so our experience in America is simply our version, our edition of this worldwide apostasy. The essential experience of apostasy is the same everywhere.
Yes.
It's the preparation for Antichrist. And it's characterized, I think, above all, by a lack of love for the truth. There's no love for the truth. People don't want to know the truth. They want to have good feelings. And they want to have the appearance of a reality, but not the reality. And of course, America is the place where pseudo-reality of the modern type was created. Hollywood, television, and so forth. So America, you might say, is the laboratory where the apostasy created the technology and the methods to create a virtual or pseudo-reality to brainwash everybody. Even the technology used in communist countries of, like we were talking about the communist movies, for example.
Yes, yes, yes.
But this was perfected in America. And it was financed by the same people.
Yes, yes, yes.
And created by the same people. And so Americans, on the one hand, in some ways Americans are innocent. They're not as cynical as Europeans. Mm-hmm. So you can talk to Americans about religion, and they'll listen, and they'll be more innocent. But on the other hand, Americans are very superficial. Mm-hmm. If you try to go too deeply, they don't want to talk about it. So it's difficult to get the American typical person with an American psychology to go deeply into orthodoxy. Mm-hmm. Now the world Orthodox, the new calendarists, the modernists, are making converts in America. The Antiochian Church, the Greek New Calendar Church, OCA. But these are people who, they're Protestants, but they don't become Orthodox. They make Orthodoxy into something Protestant. So, for example, a preacher, some minister, some preacher, some Protestant reverend will become Orthodox. And the next day they chrismate him, and the next day they make him a priest. And he's got all these followers. And after 1 year, he's already written 5 books telling everybody what Orthodoxy is. And it's very crude and it's superficial. But if you try to introduce them to a deeper understanding of Orthodoxy, they're impatient. Mm-hmm. Because they're into marketing. Mm-hmm. They have books to sell. They need to get followers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so they want something easy. And this is the American ideology that's now spread to the whole world. Mm-hmm. Make it fast. Mm-hmm. Make it easy. Make it superficial. Like on television. And look at a television show. Say a typical television show. In 1 hour, they present the problem, and they solve the problem. You kill the bad guy, boom. Hey, everybody's happy. Sold. So American religion is like this. And so one way of characterizing pseudo-orthodoxy is that it's like the Americanization of religion, making it superficial, packaging it, putting in a package to market.
To sell it.
To sell it. And the world Orthodox hierarchies, they become expert at this, where they present a facade of a church. Oh, a beautiful cathedral. Oh, look at the beautiful church. Look at the beautiful vestments. Hear the beautiful chanting. And people say, oh, this is a real church. Mm-hmm. And well, these men are Freemasons. and they're praying with the Pope and so forth. But it looks like something. Mm-hmm. And I think this kind of religion was created in America. So you might say America is like I said, the laboratory where this phony religion is created. And so my experience has been that Americans are very polite. They won't attack the priest, or they won't attack your church. They'll say, oh, you're Orthodox? That's nice. And they'll talk to you, and oh, that's nice. You're Orthodox? I'm devil worshiper. That's nice too. And so everything is nice, and everybody has a nice time, and then but no serious questions.
Yes.
Are settled. Yes, and so it's not just a problem of dogma. It's an entire problem of culture and of mentality.